I'm going on mute because I got to switch over.
All right. Hello, Kathleen.
Hi, Joe.
And we have Ron Rock and Kevin Callahan also on.
Hi, Ron. Hi, Kevin.
Hello there.
So we have a couple members signing in a little bit later on into the meeting, but we do have enough now for a quorum. I'm looking at the new agenda, and I guess we'll start with welcoming Kathleen aboard at a weird time.
Yes, absolutely. Great to be a part of this wonderful recreation program. I'm excited, even though it's challenging. We'll make the best of it. We'll keep making it wonderful, just like it has been.
Yeah, we're very excited to have you, Kathleen.
Thank you.
Me probably more so than others, but that's okay.
Yes.
That is true. Welcome, Kathleen.
Thank you. Wonderful to be here.
Welcome.
Thank you so much.
So I guess we could probably go to the other agenda item, which is talking about the late winter spring events. Because I think we might want to, that maybe somebody will call in, maybe Michelle come in by that time as we're in that conversation. Because I'd like to save the budget for the end.
Sure.
Okay, so Kathleen, I'll let you have the stage right now. Maybe ask whatever questions you may have of us that we can help you with.
Sure. So I was able to get into the recreation office, and I have been set up with Whitman, Massachusetts .gov email. So I'm glad for that. And so I was able to look into the computer and see the different programs that had been running for the spring, late winter, springtime. And I was looking at the spring egg hunt that happened, and there was an April vacation type of program for schools during April vacation time.
Right.
And I know that in the spring or the summer you had a 3-on-3 basketball tournament.
Yes.
So those were certainly options if we can organize those, depending on what really is taking place in terms of having to be social distanced and the different protocols that are in place.
Right.
So I think a lot of what happens is we're in a holding pattern, but we do still really want to plan for things and try and get things organized. So if we're given the go ahead, we have some things to do.
No, exactly.
I think it's definitely necessary for families in Whitman to get out and be involved and be involved in recreation in some form,
Yeah, I completely agreed. It's just so uncertain. I mean, so typically just, to help your knowledge, the Easter egg hunt, the last year or two, Michelle worked hand in hand with Ollie on that. And it was like an obstacle course. It was done inside the town hall. It was an obstacle course that was rented from Busy Bee, I believe. And they hid eggs with candy and stuff throughout the obstacle course. I wasn't at the event, but I know Michelle was very involved with
Don't forget the bunny.
in that. What's that, Ron?
Don't forget the bunny.
Oh, yes.
the bunny. You gotta have a bunny, I hope. Yes.
I heard he was very big.
He's a very tall
Hey,
bunny.
Ronnie, you been growing that beard for Santa Claus or what?
I'm going to Santa Claus, yep.
Hey, this is Kelly. I'm just jumping on.
Hi, Kelly.
Hi, Kelly.
How are you?
Kathleen. Nice to meet
Hi,
you.
Kelly.
Hi, how are you?
Hear you.
Nice to meet you. Sorry, I was on the computer like all week. I can't look at the computer again, so I had to call in. I've got such a headache.
No
So
worries
just
at all.
jumping on, are you guys looking for ideas for the spring?
Yeah,
Yes,
like,
that's exactly what we were just talking about.
I know you said the Easter egg hunt, and I wasn't there before, and Michelle, you may know, there used to be a woman, I don't know if she still does it, I'd know her name if I heard it. She ran Easter egg hunts, like, at the town park, where literally she just filled hundreds and hundreds of eggs,
So that's what
little
I thought
kids-
it was. Yes.
and she just put them out on the grass, and the kids, could go get them. I don't know if there's a limit to them or whatever, but versus the indoor, that's all I'm thinking. I know I'm jumping in late, but that's all I'm thinking.
No, that's a great
Is it-
idea. That's the vision that I had, and then they had set it up in previous events that I've done. They've set it up for, different age groups to go out, and then they would put more eggs out after one group was done. They would have a few minutes to go get their eggs, and then another group would go out. And you can decide what the ages are for that, and you can decide, how many eggs they can get. It's kind of a fun event,
Yeah.
especially since you have such a beautiful town park to be able to enjoy.
Yeah, it is. And again, just throwing out, I had another silly idea. I don't even know if this is possible
We like
for the
ideas.
spring. Just for the spring. What about a family dodgeball with a soft dodgeball, like soft foam ball? Again, distance. They'd have their own hula hoop circles or whatever. But it's outside, hand sanitizer before they touch the ball, using the foam balls. I don't know. Just a thought.
I actually love that.
That's a
I
great
was just thinking, I'm thinking outside, and kids love dodgeball. All the town park every year. I know my kids did town park. They love that dodgeball. So I know you can't do the hard dodgeballs anymore, but maybe the foam ones. Again, I don't know if it's even possible, but just throwing it out there.
So have a family versus a family, or a group versus a group type of thing. As
Yeah,
long as you're, socially distanced. So if you signed up as, say a softball team, or a Girl Scout troop, or a Boy Scout troop, that kind of thing, and they could play against another team, and have like a tournament style.
Yep. Just a thought. And even if I don't know, because I know that we need to raise some funds too, so I'm sure people would pay $5 or $10 to throw a team in.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Having a entry fee is definitely what people expect.
Yeah. If kids can play indoor volleyball, I think they can do outdoor volleyball.
That is very true, because they had, they have volleyball at the high school.
Yep.
So,
Okay,
Kathleen,
I'll be quiet now.
Thank you, Kelly. Appreciate it.
at one of the interviews, there was something very interesting brought up. During the daytime, like an adult pickleball. That seems to become a very big thing amongst the.
Yeah, pickleball is very popular. One of the people I work with on the Dollars for Scholars Committee, Yoss, he loves pickleball. He's very involved in pickleball.
Yeah, I mean, so just for your knowledge, the basketball court that's over behind the police station was recently re-blacktopped, new fencing put in, and it was set up to be kind of a multi-use area for basketball, pickleball, or even hockey. There's actually penalty boxes built into the fences over there.
Wow, that's great.
So it's a good multi-use spot to use. And, pickleball is something that's never been tried yet, at least since I've been on the board. We did do the basketball one year. We attempted hockey. It didn't really have the numbers jumping at it, but it's not to say we can't try it again.
Did you have it as a weekend thing, or did it coincide with Winterfest? So like teams played, a couple different rounds and it was like a round robin type thing or a tournament style?
So it was going to be set up as a league. So you'd just have like a schedule and then you could go into playoffs. And it was going to be during it was street hockey. So it was going to be during the summer months. What I believe the issue is I think we put it out there too late because football was getting ready to start. So it's one of those things, if you're going to try it, you might want to try it closer to the beginning of summer, but understand too, baseball's going on.
Yeah, so it's hard to, because that group of people would probably be the same that would do the hockey,
Right.
similar groups.
Yeah, you start to see the same faces in different sports.
Right.
But it's worth a shot, even if we start to think of an off, maybe a fall type thing.
Yeah, I mean, I know, and that's a great for the hockey for people who play hockey. It's a great thing to do for to play street hockey
Right.
in the off season. Off season. Not that there's any off seasons anymore, but
Yeah, it's not like when we were kids.
so is that area is that for, the Whitman? That's Whitman can be organized through Whitman Recreation, or it's open for people just to play on at any time?
No, we would organize it. We would have to organize it and put it together, and depending upon what we do, staff it.
But the facility can be used anytime by anybody.
Yes.
Okay. So there's no, if we schedule it, but if there's no other people that use it.
No, it's maybe kids, later in the afternoon.
It's like groups of kids that go use it, but it's not anything that's organized. So if we organize it, we have any times that you wanted to use it.
Correct.
Okay.
And it's one of those things, like obviously a neighborhood kid going over with a few friends to play is one thing, but if you have organizations coming in to use it, they have to get a permit through us.
Okay.
From what I've seen, there's only occasionally kids over there, and it's usually during like when their siblings are playing, playing baseball or football or lacrosse. I haven't seen, not that I'm over that way, but I don't know how often people are over there.
No, and you're absolutely right. And that's why I think we need to, we put that money
utilize it.
Yeah, we put that money into it like 4 or 5 years ago. And outside
Whitman wrecked it? So I thought that was an Eagle Scout project.
No.
I thought the Eagle Scout did pickleball court. I don't know what exactly it was, but either way, whatever it is, I think it's a great way to use it.
Yeah, I mean, if we kind of go back to the original idea and try it, we just have to work with, scheduling. When's the right time to hit it? Like an adult pickleball league. You could even run a summer league for the pickleball, and you'd probably get a lot of use. I know I see a lot of people playing pickleball over at Starland in the morning during the summer.
I know the Ys are booked with that. Like at least like Hanover and East Bridgewater, I know that's a really popular thing at the Ys. Like it sells up.
Yeah, so I think the more we can involve that, it's just another asset to us.
Definitely, I absolutely agree with you.
And that's not to say. I mean, you could if you're running a basketball league, you could theoretically use both courts. You have the one in Town Park too. If your numbers are big enough.
So to have an adult league and a youth league.
Yeah, you could do that.
So would that be best to start for the spring? Or is that?
I mean, the
Summer,
adults can,
fall.
the adult league can be whenever, right? The beginning of spring, I just know a lot of those kids are playing baseball. Not to say that they won't do both. When we did the basketball league, we had kids that were playing on 2 baseball teams and still came down and did the league because it was, I think it was a half hour per game. Each team played 2 or 3 times on the weekend, but it was, and we'd work out the schedule where it was convenient for the kids, whether it was an hour back, 2 games back to back, making an hour, and then they left and came back the next day for another half hour. But that's pretty much the way we ran it, so we could accommodate kids that were playing other sports.
Right. No, that's fun. That's great because I mean, so many kids play multi sports and they love to play them all the time.
Right.
And it's close by, so it's easy to get to, especially if you are at the other fields. The timing is all right. So what about street hockey? Would that be a summertime?
I want to go back to my old notes first and figure out exactly what time we did it, because I know we were running in when it was trying to get going. It ran into football. All the kids that had originally said yes eventually said no because they were starting football. So I know that it was our start time was wrong.
Okay.
So we're going to go earlier than whatever we had back then. And I don't know it off the top of my head. I know football always starts in August. So it would be somewhere close to there.
Okay. I have like I said, Yoss, he does pickleball. I can ask him about like organizing things or what you would actually need to be able to do that, and how many teams, because he plays competitively, he might be able to give me some insight about pickleball, which is not something I know a ton about, but I know it's really popular.
Right. And it's kind of capturing a different group. We're always targeted at the families and the kids, and we don't, at least in my eyes, I don't see us doing anything for the adults. And football is one of those things that we can go out there and give them right away.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, you don't have to make anything or create anything. We already have it. Exactly. Use what you have.
Kevin, you got anything?
I don't have anything, no.
Ron? I know he's muted.
Nope.
Okay. Kelly, you have anything else?
I don't think so. I think pickleball is definitely, it sounds like even the street hockey, it sounds like a no-brainer if you can get in between seasons. It's there, it's already set up. And I think, like you said, there was that problem. I know my son had signed up, but it was during the football season, so.
Right.
And this year it's going to be kind of screwy because I know different sports have been pushed over too. So I think that's going to be something to take into consideration moving forward with spring activities. Because schools like
School level,
are pushing,
yeah,
like wrestling, indoor, I think some indoor track, and then football have all been pushed off. I know the VOTEC has pushed off all their sports. So just something to consider too. But I definitely think use that court. It's there. It's free. It's already set up.
And what, like with supplies, do the kids bring their own supplies, or would that be something that Rec would supply? Like if it's hockey, do you provide the balls, or are the kids responsible for bringing their own equipment?
The old director had actually had equipment donated. I don't know where it might be being stored over at Town Hall. So we'd have to go through what we have. But
Okay.
I know that we did have some stuff donated at the time, including a scoreboard. A small one, but it was for
Yeah,
hockey.
but hey, that's enough. Sure. So I met Todd, who runs the town hall and takes care of it, and he showed me where the closet is that had, some supplies in it. And then I'm thinking there's other supplies that are probably stored in the pool house.
Yeah, the pool house, definitely. Everything for the pool is over at the pool house. There's a little office that's in the middle of the two restrooms. So a lot of it's in there. Tables and chairs are obviously in the restrooms. It just gets locked up for the winter like that.
Oh, sure.
There's another, once we can get in there, I can show you I'll see where Todd took you to it. There's another closet that Ollie had showed to me that I know we have some stuff in. That's it. Everything's still the way it was. I don't know. It's been a while.
It has been a while for sure. Seems like it's been a long while.
But yeah, so we can go through everything and then try to make a decision. I would say if we had like 3/4 of the stuff, maybe we do supply it, right? I mean,
Sure. Oh, absolutely. If we have it, then they can use it, and then it's just carted back and forth.
But I mean, most kids playing sports have their own stuff. It's a matter of what we put on it for regulations, like how long should the stick be, or, how soft should the ball be. It's what we put on for restrictions. So that's another thing. If we decide to do this, we should sit down and do like a set of rules out and regulations.
Definitely.
Before we put it out there, everyone kind of knows what they're getting into as well.
Yes, absolutely. For 3-on-3 basketball and hockey.
Right. Now with basketball, we actually
I think
hired.
you have something set up already because I saw the flyers for it.
Yeah, we didn't do it last year. We just didn't have the numbers, and it went out kind of late. I shouldn't say last year. The one before that.
Yeah, the year before that. What year was that?
Yeah. So, not to say that it won't happen. We can't get it together again. We did have certified referees there. It kind of it eliminated any of the this one's reffing for that, and then the arguments happen because dad's coaches, they all can be very competitive.
Dad, you're right.
Yeah, so that's kind of the rule. The rule of the law is that the referee's never wrong, period.
Absolutely.
So if we don't have anything else, we can probably get on to the budget. Kathleen, that's yours. That's all you.
That's all me for the budget?
Absolutely.
What would you like to know? Do you have a budget? I meet with FinCom next week on the 8th, and I have submitted a budget based on basically park salaries and pool salaries and pool maintenance and equipment from previous events that I know that was needed. So my budget for everything, because this is based on that we had to make sure that we had enough when I created the budget, I wasn't realizing that some of the money that comes in, obviously, to pay for the programs, obviously pays for the supplies and pays for the salary. So you're trying to balance that. But there wasn't anything that told me if there was anything in the budget to already plan for that, or if it had to be put up front first. Like, you needed to know that we needed that money because we didn't have any money that was already there to start to balance some of it off. So since then, I have found out that there is approximately $5,000 in each of the revolving accounts that pay for expenses and pay for salaries. And then I guess what happens is that the funds that come in from people paying for events and for the park program or for pool passes, any income that comes in balances off the needs for the salaries and the equipment and running the pool. So I know that the budget will have to be adjusted. I'm just not exactly sure how, so I'll wait for the finance committee to lead me in that right direction.
So also, let's keep in mind, everybody, that I had talked with Kathleen on all this, and Kathleen, what did we figure, 3%?
Yes, we had said originally 5%, and then what I put on there an increase was 4%.
Okay.
Because we had decided that, you know, people in the area, like companies in the area were paying, you know, much higher than minimum wage. And so we wanted to make sure that we had great quality people running the park program and the pool program. So we would be able to hopefully pay them a little bit more than hourly rate so that they would want to be a part of our program, as well as the fact that if they have lifeguard training and they have CPR and first aid and they have water safety instruction, and they've taken classes to be able to make them, you know, they have extra knowledge, extra background, extra education, which should be rewarded as well. So
Correct.
that was a big increase. That was the increase for the salaries.
But also, let's also keep in mind that pool hasn't run in almost 2 years now. By the time we get to it, it'll be about 2 years. So
Yeah, so I added more in for that, just as kind of a buffer. I have a call into the pool company, and he is getting me a price, hopefully to just kind of a ballpark price to be able to open the pool and what might still be needed. It's the same company that has taken care of the pool for the last couple of years. T&D Pool out of Halifax.
excellent.
So
Yeah,
he's
so
working on that for me.
that's
So hopefully
perfect.
I'll have a number by next Tuesday so that I can explain that part.
Okay. Nope, that'll be great.
So I had budgeted for a supervisor and an assistant for the recreation program, and 7 staff members.
Sounds about right.
And I had budgeted for the pool program, a supervisor and assistant, 3 WSIs, and 6 lifeguards.
Yes.
So based on like a rotating schedule, of course, and they have to have 4 lifeguards on at all times. And then during the time that lessons are happening, you need water safety instructors teaching them.
Right.
So that was where my thought process was in terms of that. And it came out to, when we broke it down, it came out to $37,000, a little over $37,600 for salaries for a 10-week pool program.
Mm-hmm.
And a 7-week park program turned out to be $27,300 for salaries. So the money that would come in from the park program, from the pool program, would obviously offset that. I have to put it into the budget probably in a different format, because they probably won't say that we have to have all that money, but again, I didn't know how much money was going to be coming. It's hard to determine how much money is going to be coming in.
Right.
how many pool passes are going to be sold, how many people will want their children to be in the park program, or for how long. I do have a little bit of information since I have been in the office. I was able to get into the office last week about how much was spent in 2019 for salaries and what came in. I'm just trying to get acclimated to the numbers and how they wrote it all, how they wrote it out to try and make some kind of sense of it for me. So that's the process that we're at now. Certainly we'll have more information the next time we meet, because the finance committee will steer us in the right direction, I hope. And I also budgeted for more expenses, because we're not exactly sure for PPE and for other necessary equipment that we might need, because we're trying to run a pool program and a park program during this time, during time with COVID, and how that's all going to play out. So I had put more money in there for expenses, because we really didn't know what's going to be required of staff, or how many staff per group, and how that looks. So that's I put more money in there because of, extra expenses that we might need, or extra equipment we might need, because we might not be able to have, you might need more equipment than we had in the past, because we have smaller groups.
Right,
So
and
that's what was trying to organize.
I 100% agree with you on it. I think, you can ask, if this happens, we still don't know if kids will have to wear masks at that point, right? So
Right.
we can be asking them to bring masks, but what happens when they lose it or something? We should be prepared, and we should definitely have hand sanitizer on board, especially with a bunch of kids in a summer program.
Right, and
So,
working in the schools, like, they've had to have all of that stuff handy, extra masks and gloves and hand sanitizer, and just, paper towels and soap and more things, more of that stuff than you ever really needed, because you're so aware of it.
I think the CDC would give you guidelines. I think the CDC would give you guidelines, right, on if you're opening a summer camp and what you had to have.
Yes. Oh, they definitely will. So that's why
Yeah.
we don't really know yet. What then? Hopefully, we'll be able to have
the water.
park program.
Yeah.
Pool program. That's what we're aiming for sure.
God, I hope so.
Oh yes, kids need it. Kids so need it.
all right, so we'll have more information on the budget after you meet with FinCom, so by our next meeting. Does anyone else have anything? I'll start with Ron. Kevin?
Nope.
Kelly?
Nope.
Ron?
Nope.
I just if
Sorry,
we're,
multitasking.
if we're trying to plan for the summer, I know it's only December and you're trying to plan for it. I was just wondering if I found the forms for 2019 and 2020 in terms of cost for the park program and for swim lessons and for pool passes. Do we want to keep the same costs for 2021 as we had in 2019?
I still think our costs, because we may have to offset, like you said, the PPE. If we don't get the money with FinCom, we're going to have to get it another way. And that, I guess that's probably why that FinCom meeting is going to be most important. It will kind of dictate to us what we need to do.
Okay. There was just a discussion that I was thinking about when I was looking at the different costs for the programs. If you would keep it the same, because I know we want people to be able to participate. And we're also completely understanding of the fact that it's a very challenging financial time
Right.
as well, but we want people to be able to participate and enjoy the park and enjoy the pool.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think we should, I mean, I don't want to see the prices go up on anything, but
That's true. Yeah, for anything at all, right?
ultimately there's times where you can't control it. You know, like I said, I think the FinCom meeting, and then really where we stand as far as COVID when this finally starts to roll around. You know, maybe we don't need PPE. I would plan that we do, but maybe we don't.
Right.
We just don't. Everything's so uncertain right now.
It is very uncertain. It's hard to plan, but you want to be able to be prepared to have the programs, because they need planning time. We need to think about who would run the pool and who would run the park program, and get that type of information out, or talking to people about the kids who would want to be the counselors and be the lifeguards.
Right, because that's true. It's the
Now is the time that kids are coming home from college and they're making their summer plans, and you want to be able to get them, if they want to be a part of the park program, part of the pool program, and say, here we are, we're going to have a program. Come back.
Right. Yeah. So, we can get together, if you need help, and talk about it after the FinCom meeting,
Sure. That'd be great.
because the next step truthfully is to start calling and seeing who's interested in coming back for staff.
Right.
You're not guaranteeing them anything because we have to vote them in, but it gives you a better number as to what you might be looking for too.
Definitely. And then with the CDC guidelines in terms of how many people per group and how many people in the area, like that's determined by where the pool is, and how many people can be in, and how many people need to be watching them. That all of that is kind of up in the air, but we have to plan for probably having more people than you had in the past for staff.
Right. Yeah, because I mean, if we have the okay, it might be just like sports where these kids are being in school, they're being broken into cohorts. So it may very well be more.
Right.
So with that said, we're at the beginning of December. Would you want to do sometime in the beginning of January for the next meeting?
Yes, we'll definitely have more information by then, especially after FinCom, and then I'll have to, adjust the budget, and we might have some more ideas if I can talk to some of the crew that I know who is part of the park program and part of the pool program as to what they think their summer plans might be. We can have a little bit more information for that.
Okay. So I'm looking at the dates. Do you want to kind of lean more towards the middle of January, like the 13th? That's a Wednesday. Give you a little extra time.
Yeah, that's probably a better idea than the beginning of January, because it'll be
Coming
right
off the two holidays
and stuff.
Yeah. I don't know how much info you'll be able to track down with everybody getting ready for the holidays. So why don't is January 13th at 7 p.m. good for everyone? Ron?
January 13th.
I'm good.
Yeah, that's good.
Okay, Kelly? Kelly?
Oh, sorry, I was on mute because I got everybody here. Yeah, 7 on the 13th.
Yes, is that okay for you?
Sure. I'm so far away, I can't tell anything.
Yeah.
Did you say January 13th?
Yes.
Sorry.
Yes.
All right, so that sounds like, Kathleen, does that work for you?
It works for me.
Okay. So why don't we set our next meeting for January 13th at 7, and then we'll have Michelle, if we're still Zooming with each other, we'll have Michelle set that up and we'll be ready for it.
I'm thinking we probably will be.
I think so too. All right. Well, I wanted to thank everybody for calling in.
Yes, I appreciate all of you taking the time.
All right. Well,
Thank you.
everyone.
And I
have a
also
good
want
Christmas.
to say congratulations to you on your only one position now.
Thank you. I'm thrilled. I'm
Congratulations.
looking forward to a great recreation programming. Very excited to get
Should be
it
fun.
going.
Should be good.
Yes.
We're all gonna need it by next summer, so
Oh, yes, we need it already. We need it now.
that's for sure.
Yes.
That's for sure. Well, happy holidays, everyone.
Yes, happy
Thank you,
holidays.
too.
Enjoy. Thanks so much for joining us tonight. I
You
appreciate
too.
you taking the time on your busy schedules. You guys are wonderful.
All right.
Thank you, Kathleen.
All right. Thank you.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Good night,
Take care.
everybody. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye bye.